Richard, you've dealt with several incidences like this as well. What is your inclination here, your gut instinct? Is this an act of terrorism?
I think it's about 50-50. It's very unusual for airplanes to just catastrophically blow up in the middle of flight while they're at altitude. It's also very unusual for them to be attacked by terrorists. Right now, the evidence could go either way. There's very little evidence in the public domain. So I think it looks like it could really go either way.
What's alarming is that these two individuals were able to travel on stolen passports that were reported stolen even 2 years ago.
All right. If these facts are right, and they sound like they probably are, it's a huge failure on the part of the airline and the aviation authority in Kuala Lumpur. That really should not be happening anymore in developed countries. Kuala Lumpur, I mean, it's a very modern airport, in fact, and so something is not right. I mean, it sounds like, unless it was some sort of idiosyncratic glitch.
Is this the airport, or if it's right, is it the airport or the airline's responsibility?
It could happen in several places. It could be the airlines, the airport, or the customs authorities who control your exit. So any number of those places could check against the database, find out that the passport you declared as your own is in fact was reported lost or stolen a year ago.
And what is happening right now in this investigation? I mean, walk me through what goes on.
It's a huge and really complex investigation, and my sense is it hasn't yet coalesced into a single investigation. It's probably many going on simultaneously. It's a different kind of investigation if it's an air accident versus an act of terrorism. There's totally different agencies involved, different political implications, different techniques involved, and right now both will be proceeding in parallel with partial coordination. Then there's a multinational dimension. There'll be a lot of different government agencies involved in Malaysia, other countries. These agencies do not share information particularly well. And so I have no doubt that on the inside of this investigation, if you could even find the inside, there will be a lot of complaining about the sort of cooperation one agency is giving another.
But in the meantime, until we figure all of that out, I mean, Richard, how can an airplane just completely disappear from radar?
Well, there has to be a catastrophic explosion at altitude that disrupts the electrical system immediately so that it can't transmit. I mean, most other serious incidents, the pilots still have power. There's still radio communications going on to air traffic control, and they can communicate. It's extremely unusual for one to just suddenly disappear, and that requires something catastrophic to happen in the air.
Well, it's like the Air France? Air France
also in a very remote area. This is a less remote area. These things happen from time to time, but they, Betty, are extremely rare.